Hello Mayhem Makers, I'm Mindy with Quilting Mayhem. Welcome to week 7 of the Beyond Square Sew Along. This is our last block for this quilt and then we'll be able to put it all together. So we're focusing on the outer corner star. It's a really simple block, and they're fun to make. So we're going to just kind of knock you through it real quick this week, and then you're going to be ready to have your final quilt. You're going to need your color center square. You have 4 of the background, and then you're going to have 4 background rectangles and 8 squares of your third color that are going to make some flying geese. So the flying geese is what we're going to focus on first. So we're going to be right back and we'll get you a little better look at what's going on. Alright, so for the flying geese, we don't need the center square, we don't need those corner squares. I'm going to move them out of my way. I don't want to get them confused. So we have our background rectangles and then the color squares that are going to act as little geese points. All you need to do to start with, as you've seen me do it a couple times by now, is draw diagonal lines. And then for these, you're going to sew on that diagonal line, trim 1/4 inch away from the seam that you sew, and press them open. So easy peasy. And you know, I keep telling you, flying geese, I always press my seam open. It seems to just give me a more successful time of getting my 1/4 inch from my point. So I'm gonna go make them and I'll come right back and I'll show you what I mean. All right, so we have our little happy flying geese. And I'm just going to make sure they are the 2 by 3.5 inches we need. And they're looking pretty good. And we have our little 1/4 inch extra spacing so that when we do sew this together, we're not going to lose the tip of that flying geese block. So just double check, 2 by 3.5, and they all seem pretty happy. So they are successful. Now we're going to lay out our block here. So we have our little center. Love this lime green, it's so pretty. And then little corners. So we're going to sew left to right and make some rows, and then I'll be right back. I'll show you what they look like and we'll show you how to finish it up. Alright, so we have our rows ready. Nice and simple. Put the first 2 together, right sides together, match up your seams, and I like to use a pin so they don't shift while I'm sewing. Keeps your block nice and even. So just match those 2 seams up, put a pin in them, go sew your 1/4 inch seam, and then attach this side on that end. I'll be right back. We'll show you what it looks like. Alright, so here we have our center block all nice and complete. You're going to need to make 4 of these. Laying my ruler on here just as that measurement check, make sure it's not too big, and it's just right on that 6.5 inch square mark. So we're good. You should now have all your blocks done for this quilt. You're more than welcome to start putting it together if you haven't already. I know some of you have cheated or you got it going, and that's great. Make sure you keep posting all your photos, and until then, happy stitching.